Hey, everybody. We are back at the Subjects Podcast, aren't we, Sebastian?
Yes, we are.
You tried to get away. You fled throughout the fucking multiverse, and I dragged you back.
It would appear so.
Yeah, here we are. Speaking of multiverse, how is Loki?
I personally really liked it. I
Yeah.
found it to be nice. I heard that some people didn't like it. They said it wasn't like enough action because they're used to Marvel being all action and
Yeah. I
such.
personally like it because no, I haven't seen it. I was gonna make a joke and say I like it because I haven't seen it, but I'm sure I'm sure it would be interesting. I feel like I wouldn't get too invested in what seems to be a lot of lore they're building up there. Um,
Um, I see. The thing is they actually didn't introduce a whole lot of lore into it. They just set up the possibility for other stuff to be explored, and that's really all the Loki show did.
are you sure? Because I felt like I heard like a lot of basically techno babble.
Um, Not really. It was okay. So the actual, just kind of overall premise of it was go from place to place, run from bad guy, find main bad guy.
Okay.
That was it. That was about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. At least in my opinion, there wasn't a lot of lore that they explored in
Okay.
it. There was some, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but not as much as I'm sure some people think there was.
Yeah, I just remember like a late night talk show host just referencing a ton of stuff that I was like, okay, I've never heard of that from Marvel before. It's got to be from Loki, and I had no context for any of it. Um,
See, the thing is a lot of it was mainly references to lore from the comics and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Um,
like I heard about shit like the sacred timeline and whatever.
yeah, that was the kind of big thing going on was the sacred timeline. It was just more or less the one timeline that was there to keep all the other timelines away.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it was.
That's interesting. Yeah, and I heard about and anyone who for some reason is watching this months if not longer after this comes out and they haven't seen Loki and they really care about spoilers for like 5 seconds. I don't I've heard that there's like a seventh Infinity Stone that they introduce, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
I no no no
They didn't?
no, there was not
Oh,
any introductions of anything
oh,
like that. Um, they did show though that the Infinity Stone's power only works in its normal timeline. It
mm,
doesn't work outside of its timeline because you actually get to be you get to see the Infinity Stones being used as paperweights.
oh, cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um,
So yeah,
yeah, I just remember reading like a news headline, and I was like, oh, that sounds weird. But yeah, I do feel like the Infinity Stones are kind of played out. I don't think they like you
they're
know
only powerful in their timeline. Otherwise, they're just literally useless and they're overhyped.
yeah, that's what I mean is I feel like they had their intrigue, they had their time like from the MCU's inception up to like last year with Endgame. I feel was definitely a long and iconic enough stretch. Um, I'm glad they're kind of like this is the Infinity Stone saga. Um, it makes
Yeah,
sense to move on.
that's kind of why they introduced the. That's why they had the scene where the Infinity Stones were just paperweights because it was them more or less being like, yeah, these things don't matter anymore.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I probably could enjoy that show just for Owen Wilson.
that is true.
I I hope he says, "Wow."
He unfortunately didn't, and I got really sad.
That's rough. Someone will just make a meme of it. It's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I haven't been watching much lately. I really stick to YouTube a lot nowadays. Um,
I get that.
yeah, for example, I have a buddy who I don't want to say leeches, but he uses my Netflix account, and one day he was like, "Hey, dude, this isn't working," and I'm like, "Oh, let me check it out," and we had just canceled our Netflix plan, and I had no idea.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't
I
know.
get that. No, I still watch stuff on Netflix
Yeah,
personally.
I do too. I forget what I wanted to watch from it yesterday, but there was something, and yeah, I feel like as time has gone on, I'm looking for movies a bit more dynamic than what Netflix can offer. But I'd still gladly go back for like a new season of Stranger Things and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get that. I take it you haven't seen Suicide Squad 2 yet?
The Suicide Squad? No, I haven't, but I do have HBO Max, and I can watch that whenever.
Yeah. I personally liked it. Obviously, there were the fans who didn't like it and fans who did. I thought it was funny as fuck. And I mean, there's a rat named Sebastian, so.
Oh, is that what that meme you sent was from?
The little rat was Sebastian.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's nice. Yeah, I heard my mom say, "Hey Evan, is that Suicide Squad movie out yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably also on HBO." She's like, "Oh, it looks kind of funny," and I'm very
it
surprised.
is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure I'd get a kick out of it. I wonder if it's the kind of funny my mom is thinking of. I kind of doubt it.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of. It's a lot of swearing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't
But
know.
but go ahead, mom. Try new things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Funny enough, I actually went to see a movie like in a theater. I purchased a ticket and I sat down in a seat.
Wow, dude, that's crazy that you did that.
Yeah, it was at my old theater. For the I don't know how much in the previous episodes I ever got into stories about my first like job type job, but it was at a local movie theater and I quit because I got a different job that we will talk about later. But yeah, um I bailed on that place. It was well, I had already gotten my second job, which I wanted to spend more time on anyway, but the management at the theater was getting so bad. I was so tired of how one person being scheduled in the kitchen would contribute to so much mess that would take so long to clean up. Um,
Yeah, wasn't it like an AMC theater too? So it was like big corporation, which usually leads to shitty management.
yeah, it was very corporate. Yeah, um,
Or is it Marcus?
it
No,
is.
AMC.
It's. I don't think Marcus Theaters is AMC.
No, no, it's not. I was trying to think of what theater it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good old Greg Marcus, our Lord and Savior. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, I remember it was like the first week in June. I or no July. I was like, I can see myself working here. Be like, hey, I'll work until the end of July. But then there was this shift where I got out at 12:20 a.m. and I'm like, nah, 2 weeks is fine. I'll give you guys my
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah. And then I just barely got out before midnight, like 2 days later, or 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Um, unfortunately, working where we work, it's sometimes similar things can happen. But
I think in your department, most certainly, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It was a bit of a later night, uh, last night, for me anyway. You should,
no, how?
um, I think like about 10:40, which isn't crazy bad. It's just that the other um the other cooks had left, and I was just kind of hanging out at in the dish pit waiting for, well, not in the dish pit, but at dish, just kind of waiting for stuff to do, to help out
Oh,
with closing.
gotcha.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's a pretty neat place where we work now. And yeah, so we actually ended up working the exact same place. Um,
Yeah, I had happened to put in a good word.
yeah, that's that helped a good deal. Along with your stepdad too.
Yeah, he helped, and then got promptly fired almost right afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure
I,
glad
s-
that.
I'm still not even sure why.
Yeah, me neither. It's I kind of felt like it hasn't really been my place to ask, but yeah. But it was kind of funny to be like hired off of one dude's word, and they're 18. I mean, I'm 18, so they probably cut me some slack, but it's like, yeah, dude, that guy you just fired who put in a good word for me, it's everything's so above board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice little restaurant. We get paid, pretty decent.
Actually, I don't even know how much you make.
I make 15.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
That's why you make so much. Okay.
yeah, it's nice to be paid a living wage. It's a nice workplace. Like, how do I put this? I don't know everyone yet. Like, well, I know most of them. I'm not too comfy cozy with many people yet. Our boss is pretty nice.
Yeah,
Um,
he's our work dad.
yeah, our work dad. Um, I actually told him about our podcast today, and
Oh,
I didn't. He does. I didn't let him know the name,
oh,
and he
thank
did,
God.
and he didn't ask.
That would be really awkward to know that my boss is listening to these.
That would be, you
That
know,
would make me like second guess everything I'm saying.
I me like any length of time in the past would have been like, oh, that's embarrassing. But you know what? People are gonna do what they're gonna do. I would have fun with it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I get that. It's just like knowing the power he holds over us. It's kind of like, what if he
the
doesn't
power.
know?
He's not fucking Sauron.
No, I know, but he could easily fire.
uh,
Just saying, man.
anyway, it's a nice workplace. Uh, for instance, um, the the app we use to do scheduling and communicate with each other, they were like, "Hey, guys, we've got a city election coming up. If you have any questions about voting, or if you need to work stuff out in your district, you can go here and here." I was like, "That's cool. It's a restaurant that cares about the democratic process. That's nice."
I think aren't the owners like lesbians?
Yeah,
Pretty sure they're like two old lesbians.
I kind of
That
I
was,
kind I kind of wish you hadn't brought that up because now I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are. I think it's those two old ladies. They're like occasionally around every once in a while.
yeah, yeah, I wasn't hanging out with, but I spent a good deal with one of them today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. What a time. I gotta. Sky's really harping on me. She wants me to finish up the video we recorded like months ago that we had gotten the concept for a year ago on a channel that I'm probably not gonna plug yet. Um, but but yeah, I gotta buy some stock sound effects. And now that I make like big money, before I made tiny money, but now I make big money with the capital M. Um,
I only make like what, $12 an hour, but then I make a bunch of money in tips, which ups it to more than you make an hour.
right, right.
So
Yeah.
if I actually worked consistently, I'd be making about as much as you, if not a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not around enough for that.
So what you're saying is you should be my producer.
Fuck you.
Oh man. Yeah, fun place, good food.
Food is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't I really like it. It's just kind of tough to be like, "Wow, Evan, sure are being healthy, having restaurant food 4 days a week."
Yeah, but at least you get the food for free.
Yep, it's free food. It's good. Um, yeah. So Sebastian, I'm gonna do a little trio, a little trilogy, starting with this installment. Have you gone on any vacations yet this summer? Any camping trips or any such things?
No, I didn't go on any camping trips or anything this summer, but the week of my birthday, I did go to Hibbing with Georgia, and we went and visited her grandparents
Oh, that's
for a few
nice.
days.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty dope. I wish I could go places with my girlfriend. Although I feel like camping trips are a pretty good loophole. People who aren't usually open to having their children and their child's partner over are usually a little bit more lenient around camping trips, in my experience at least.
Yeah, no, the thing is um, Georgia's parents wouldn't let her and I have a sleepover normally. Just happened to be her grandparents that we were talking about, and her parents are chill with us going to her grandparents. Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
that was pretty cool and all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's anything like noise cancellation going on right now because your audio is very like it is pristine when you're not talking. Like, hang on. Yeah, there is like no ambient noise going on. That's wonderful. For mine, there's a little bit of background.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I did do like a mic test thing, and it said that it cuts out all the ambient noise in the background.
Yeah, that's very nice.
So the thing was only like $50 too, so that's pretty fucking cool.
I don't. Well, where the fuck's my Blue Yeti getting me, dude?
I don't know, man. I saw Blue Yeti and I'm like, I could get that, but I heard they're not very good anymore.
Anymore, like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I see people doing like ASMR with it, and I'm like, it's the same gear, and I'm very happy with it.
No, voice cracks. No, you still sound good.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I who am I to
I
complain?
think the super new products of Blue Yeti are not what people would like them to be. I think that's the problem.
I see, I see.
I don't know. I saw Blue Yeti and I'm like, I could get that. Oscar was like, look for something else. I was like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, when are we gonna bring Oscar on?
Damn. It was gonna happen tonight. Honestly, it was gonna happen tonight, but he was super exhausted from having to work.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So he wasn't able to. He actually went to bed super fucking early. He went to bed at like 10.
Damn, good for him.
So I was really shocked by that.
Hmm.
But he was going to join us tonight, but he got a little too tired, and I can never get Georgia to join us. So
Oh, I don't blame her. I do not blame her at all.
yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
it's cool though.
not. I'm not gonna say anything. Um, but back to what I was talking about. So, for one of us, vacations have been a little sparse. But for another one of us, not referring to the host, but people in the realm of the subject's lore, my girlfriend is actually out in California right now. She drove with like 12. Well, she didn't drive, because she's a woman. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my!
No,
See, if we ever get big, someone's gonna come back, find this, and then use it to scrutinize you.
I disavow. I disavow. I'm kidding. She's she's at least a better driver than me.
I don't even drive, so I can't have much input on that sort of subject.
Exactly. Yeah, driving sucks. You're out there, you think you enjoy driving? Fuck you. Fuck your independence. Driving sucks, and you know it.
Well, thanks for saying fuck you to my girlfriend.
I'm sorry, Georgia. She doesn't listen. She'll never hear it.
She absolutely loves driving.
Yeah?
For instance, I'm going to be going to a friend's house on Monday, and I was like, I just brought it up casually. I was like, end all be all, I could just always ask you to bring me because you're usually a surefire person who's always willing. She's like, no, I'll just bring you. I'm like, are you sure? I can still ask my mom. She's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring you.
All right. But, anyway, so she's out in California right now, and it's really funny and just wackadoo that me and her like to talk, like I get off work, her day's kind of winding down, but it's 2 hours earlier over there. It's really crazy.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy to think about that. Used to
Hmm.
have friends that lived over in the UK. I was friends with some Brits.
Yeah.
The time difference was insane because it'd only be like 3 o'clock and these guys are getting off for the day. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I was on break at work today and I got a picture from Sky at like roughly the same time. I'm like, holy shit, it is still light out where you are. That's weird. Um, yeah, it's been an interesting trip. A lot of her company has been very high energy. Um, it I'm not trying to mischaracterize anything, but she's been ready to like settle down at the end of a few of the days on the road, and it has been a lot of driving. Like
Yeah,
I heard from her one time at like 10 a.m. She's like, I'm still in the fucking van. I'm like, how long have you been? I've been here since 6 a.m. I'm like, oh my god, that is too much.
yeah, that's a bit much. Evan, I'm still waiting on that double date to happen. Just saying.
Yeah, well, dude, I don't know if it's gonna be like a summer thing because let me tell you,
I don't expect it to be at this point.
no, Sky's gonna get back in like 8 days,
Oh, I see.
and then I got like a week to hang out with her and go to work, and then I've got a vacation that's gonna take me literally to the day before school starts.
But don't you have to attend orientation?
Wait, what?
Orientation.
What do I gotta do orientation for?
I don't know. It just said that returning students should do orientation.
They should, but I don't need it. I love my
Oh,
school. I know it.
No, I get that. I get that. I'll just inform you on what happens.
Okay, buddy. Thank you. You'll be You'll be my eye in the school place.
Yeah. It's weird. There's gonna be new freshmen, man.
Dude, there's gonna be 2 years of people who have never stepped in the school, and I'm going to creep them the hell out with how inviting I am.
Oh yeah, you're gonna come them the hell out with how overly friendly you are, and I'm just gonna probably be a huge dick.
Yeah, you'll be the yin and the yang. You'll be like the setup. Like you'll be super mean to everybody, and I'll walk up and I'll be like, "Fuck off, Sebastian. How are you guys doing? You know we got a foosball table upstairs. We got 2 of them."
Yeah, pretty much, dude. It is gonna be so weird returning back to normal school.
Oh yeah,
So weird.
very
We will
weird.
have some masks, but I mean, if that's the price to pay for going back to normal, then so be it.
Dude, I gotta think of the the mask that expresses my personality best, so I can buy it before school starts.
Yeah, I gotta find one.
Yeah, that'll be
As well.
interesting. What could I
Did we
even do?
Did we get paid this week?
Um,
Is it
yeah.
next week.
No,
Okay.
I got paid.
Okay. Yeah, because everyone's on the same pay schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we
Okay.
are.
So. Okay, so once I return on Monday, I'm probably gonna go venture off before I go to Olivia's.
Yeah.
I want to grab my check. I want to get some stuff, man. There's still stuff I need to grab.
To
There's what's-
grab?
Yeah, well, okay, not to grab, but to buy. They're all. Fuck you.
I was like, what are you stashing at our work?
Many drugs.
Oh no. Boss, you heard it here first. It was him.
I feel like he'd whoop my ass if I was doing drugs, man.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
He totally would.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an overprotective dad.
Yeah. I've heard some
Weird.
funny stories.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I love how off topic we get.
yeah, it's I was gonna say if you hadn't, but like the first, like immediately, what I did was completely fucking out of the blue. Like I was hearing about your trips, and I was like, "Oh man, that noise cancellation's pretty nice." But now for now for one of my trips that has happened this summer, and oh boy is it a doozy. We go to a cabin south of town by like an hour for 2 days. We get there at like 5 o'clock one night. It's a pretty nice little cabin. It's a fun time. We hang out that night. Yeah, that place was weird. It was like I brought the Oculus, so one of the first things I brought to mind was like which space is going to be weird for VR or good for VR. It was a very compartmentalized place with like it had these spaces, like 4 of them, that were like about the same size as the space we play VR at in my room.
Okay.
But like none of them were really better than the other, but it was a nice place. It had a neat like deck and a sauna. It was on a lake, so that was pretty fun. Yeah, we brought our kayaks, and they had a paddle boat, so we got to. Oh, we had a canoe too. So yeah, we were a nice little fleet out on the water when we went out. Our buddy Owen actually showed up the first night and spent some time there. He left like the same night, but me and him got to catch up and head out on a canoe.
Oh, is this the Owen that I think we're talking about?
Dude, I guarantee you we only mutually know one Owen.
That's probably true, because I don't know any other Owens.
Dude, I knew one in like 6th grade, and that's about it.
Our Owen is the first Owen that I've ever met.
Yeah. But so it's a good first night there, and okay, I guess I'll turn this into a broader story. I get the idea of my sister is turning 11 in about a month. So it's about the time.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry.
Um,
I feel like that's something that she'd say too.
anyway, um, so my sister's turning 11, so it's about that time where she gets to be like a little cool. Like, you know, I don't consider children people. Um,
Neither do I.
like, it's not that, and I don't mean that in the way like they don't get human rights. What I mean is when I think of a person, I think of something that's more developed than a child. A child um, is a child is what am I thinking? I don't want a child is I don't want to go to bed. Where the fuck's my candy? Um, those are like the two modes.
Sounds
Um,
like my girlfriend.
oh
She's a
dear.
child at heart, but so are we.
Right.
Um, candy is amazing, personally.
Depends on
Oh,
the candy.
you can't have much candy no more.
No, not really. Anyway, so she's turning into a bit of a person. I can introduce her to like new media. Like, what game did I try to play? I showed her Fallout New Vegas a few weeks ago.
Wait, you own Fallout?
It's like a Game Pass game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I kind of forget that there are Fallout games on Game Pass.
Yeah. No, Sebastian, I own Fallout. I am the creator and director of Fallout.
Fuck you.
Just the way you said it. Oh, you own that? Really? But I got the idea of, oh, Frankenstein is a really cool novel. And if you haven't read this, Sebastian.
I have. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay.
I have a cultured family for the most part.
I'm very glad to hear that. But I'm
Mainly
like,
my
oh, Frankenstein would probably be really cool. So what we ended up doing was we found a TV in the cabin, put on a fireplace, gathered around as the whole family, and we listened to the Frankenstein audiobook, which on Audible, which for some reason was like completely free. And it was very
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, it was very nice and atmospheric, and we even got to listening to it the second night I was there as well. We haven't listened to any of it since, but I hope we do because it's a great fucking story, and I don't know, I just like being a cool brother.
No, I get that. I honestly haven't really gotten much of the chance to be much of a big brother anymore. Both my brother and I play video games, and we tend to keep to ourselves. Especially me. I've gotten to that point where I've realized that I want nothing to do with my family on my mom's side. Um, so I kind of stick to myself. He sticks to himself. I haven't gotten to do much of the whole older brother thing anymore.
Yeah,
He
that's
still loves me, and every time I walk into the house when I get home from my dad's, he runs downstairs and gives me a hug and says he loves me, which is always a nice welcome because my mother doesn't even do that.
yeah for sure.
So, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Dumb kid, but good kid.
Mm. So, and here's the the allure to this whole story. Come day 3 of my stay at this cabin, I've planned my departure because I've got work at 2 o'clock that day. I get a how did I'm confused. Okay, my dad comes down because Logan has a football game. And you're not going to counter me on that. I swear to God, it's fucking football. um,
Talking about American soccer football, like
the game where they use their feet 80% of the
so
game,
football, actual football.
like European like goal football. Yeah.
The good football, not American football.
I mean, I like watching people knock into each other whenever it's on. I never seek it out, but But yeah, he had a football game.
Yeah. All right.
We are both correct. We are correct about this. Um,
Yes, we are.
and anyway, so my dad comes down, he picks us up, and we drive up. And it's a nice little drive. I have a cozy little nap. It's probably like the shortest road trip I can remember. And he drops me off. They're gonna go get ready. I'm walking up to my back door, and I'm thinking, why is there a running water sound? I open the door. The water gets louder. I walk in, and I see ceiling tiles on the floor, with water pouring from the ceiling on the ground floor. Water pooled. I'm like, oh shit. So I run past, stepping in little puddles as I hurry upstairs. I look, and the tank to the toilet is cracked, and it is fucking gushing water. Shit's just ruined. I know how to shut the water off on a toilet, so I reach down, turn it off, and so that stopped that. Run back downstairs. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I remember just thinking, oh no, did someone leave something on? And I feel like the fact that it was broken completely and it was no one's fault immediately did a lot to comfort me, because it's like, no one's gonna be in deep shit for this, including myself.
Yeah, luckily.
Yeah, but I get downstairs, I call my folks. I'm like, you need to get up here now. This house is flooded. Shit's wrecked. Like, our couch is demolished. And yeah. So then I'm thinking of just shit I can do, and I guess the first thing that comes to mind is, well, the cats have got to get out because this is terrible. My mom and I were talking over the phone, and she's like, is there standing water? I'm like, yeah, but I haven't gotten, like, electrocuted yet. She's like, okay, just be careful, don't be in water, get outside, get the stuff out, get, like, cats outside. So I do believe I took Phoenix first. Yeah, I take Phoenix, my hedgehog, and her cage out first. I put it in the backyard. And then, before I take any of the cats, my PC isn't water damaged.
Luckily.
Yeah, like, the water was kind of advancing across the ceiling tiles in my room. Nothing in my room was too thoroughly destroyed, but I get my PC out, and then I begin a search for the cats one by one, shove them in the kennel. They're none too happy about that. And yeah, shit's fucked. My dad turns up because he was already in town. By now, it's like, yo, Sam, about that whole go to work thing. I did end up going like an hour later because we were short staffed that day.
I think you got there about like just before I got there.
Yeah, it was like 2:45 ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and then Logan, my brother, turns up, and he's kind of traumatized by it. Me and my dad tried to be like, hey, Logan, stay back, don't go in the house, you can't do anything, it's just gonna stress you out. And then we head in, we shut the water and the power off, and it was the whole thing. And now we're here. The house is currently being repaired. No one's living there right now. We've got.
Yeah.
I've been able to stay at my dad's the entire time. But my family has been in between places. They have friends. They stayed at my dad's for like a weekend, and now they've got a place they're at right now, and then they're gonna have another friend's place for like a week. And the insurance is actually going to get them a nice house on the beach over the bridge for a good while. So that'll be a pretty fun experience.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it.
Uh-huh. Um yeah, until then though, it's kind of stressful. It's been a rough go of it for me. Like the flood wasn't the hugest inconvenience to me at the start. It's more long term for me. Like that was the house where I could wash everything and be like a 15-minute walk away from work, but now every day I gotta. It's a new like how am I gonna get to work sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
and like how am I gonna get back, which is a little annoying. Um, yeah, uh, we yeah we haven't been shopping for a while, so I'm glad we've got I get to eat at Sarah's and like have a guaranteed dinner. I do hope we get some groceries soon. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it'll be okay. Um, it's just some adjustments to do right now, but oh my god, the hassle. It's it's felt like such a drag. Like it just keeps on hitting me. It's like you get this day and then this fucking new challenge this day. I was supposed to take a bus to work today, but I couldn't find my phone. I would still be able to walk there in like 35, 40-ish minutes. Um, this is a real story time episode. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's good.
Um, but I couldn't find my phone, and it was one of those cases where you have the thing, um, that you're looking for. Like it was there. Like it was just there. It was maybe your phone, and maybe it was even fucking making noise at you a minute ago. And then you go somewhere else for 60 seconds, and you come back, and the fucking thing is sprouted wings and flown away. Like it is gone. Like I tore apart my room, and oh my god, when I got to work, I sounded kind of like this. And my voice recovered, but before I had left, I was fucking screaming like
Oh
like
my.
like the aggression I was cursing with today is it didn't really warrant it, but it was easily top 3, and I feel like that's because I've been around like a lot of upset feelings lately with the hassle of the move.
Yeah. No, I
So
get that.
so I've just been like a little desensitized to it lately. Not like I'm someone who doesn't, kind of let the world know their emotions when they're in their domicile from time to time. But yeah, it was rough. But my sister called Luke. She was like, "Hey, Evan doesn't have his phone. He's got to get to work." And I got a ride. And when he was on his way, I found my phone. So everything sorted itself the fuck out. And it made it just that little bit easier for me. But whoo man, that was that was a time. That was an instance.
Yeah, certainly sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough time. But you know, it'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but usually what happens with me is I have like pretty tough time for a while, and then everything just slowly starts to get better and better and better.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hopefully, it doesn't happen to you though, as you get shit again.
we'll see. Yesterday, um I've had this feeling like Sky's on vacation. Like it was just like the default in my head was Sky's on vacation, she won't call. Like she won't be able to. But turns out she's actually really missed me while she's on vacation. It's pretty flattering. um
That's cute.
yeah, and I was like, "Dang, bro. I had an interesting day. If there were a night to call, it would be tonight, but I know we probably can't, and I'm okay with that. But she's like, no, I actually want to call you. And then we called, and it was a very nice time. It made my night. And yeah, just being able to find everything and then have a ride to work that got me there on time kind of made it for today. And today was it wasn't super chill, but for where we work, it was very relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Um, you might the crowd might be hearing about some future injuries inflicted on one host by another host.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep, I was browsing. Um, I don't know. I was probably just watching my usual YouTube recommendations, which includes some videos about sparring, and I was like, you know what? I want to get into this. And it starts with me searching up sparring gear, which is like, okay, I guess I can spend like 60 on masks and then like 80 on like a chest guard and such. Um, and then later on, I'm like, wait a minute, I'll just buy a blunt sword, which I'm sure anyone even remotely versed in like sparring or fencing is has their head in their hands. Like that's not gonna make a huge difference. But I
We're gonna
I,
find out.
I ignored that and I bought two blunt rapiers that should hopefully ship soon. Who knows? Maybe I got lucky and they didn't email me when they shipped it out and it's just gonna show up. Um,
That's always nice.
yeah, I feel like that might be the case because I had it sent to our flooded house, but I was like, oh wait, I need that shipping address changed, and I changed the shipping address um, to here, my dad's house, and I got an email confirming the change. So maybe that was also like the hey, it shipped and it's going here. But yeah, it's been fun. I haven't had too much time to brush up on my technique, but I feel like I got the basics of rapier fencing down, the footwork and such.
I most certainly do not. So I get to wing everything.
Yeah, I
What
can't.
fucking? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
No, the game that I'm playing. That's all.
Okay.
Couldn't figure out wherever it is.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait for you to like hold a rapier in two hands and just probably do a bit more swinging than I. Although,
Isn't rapier one-handed?
yes,
now.
rape.
I'm versed well enough to know that.
No, I know. Yeah, I was kind of giving you shit. I bet I sound so fucking elitist, and we're gonna hear about how you just kick my ass. Yeah, and
Honestly, I am unfortunately that kind of person
um,
that picks something up and I'm good to go.
yeah. Plus for me too, like all I've done is watch videos. Like I've my brother lately, he's been like, hey, do you want a lightsaber fight? And I indulge him in that, so I get the basics of like, oh, if you're going here, I want to go here, and I can step like this to do that. But like never held a rapier, so the weight will be entirely different. It's a different fighting style than just dicking around with your brother. Although we're not gonna take it too seriously either, so it'll still be fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
Something
time.
Yeah, something I hope Georgia still ends up getting me is that lightsaber that I wanted. She was gonna get it for my birthday, and she was like, I'm gonna need more time on this.
Yeah.
Um, so
Heck yeah. Yeah, sword fighting's pretty cool.
yeah, it's I mean, it's how we killed each other for hundreds of years, so
Yeah. Um,
thousands.
thousands? Yeah, let me check.
Oh, I mean, hundreds of years for actual sword fighting, thousands of years for just flailing an object around hoping it does something.
Yeah. What is the oldest sword ever discovered?
I feel like it's like
Okay, here. Take your guess. Take your guess how old.
I don't know like
I'll
time
give
periods
you
so
a,
much.
I'll give you a hint. It's before Common Era, BCE.
Okay.
So it is thousands.
Um, Fuck, I don't know.
It is about 3,300 BCE,
Okay.
which is pretty damn old.
I was gonna end up saying like 3,500 BC. I wasn't sure, so I was like, I'm not gonna say.
Well,
And
that is like incredibly close.
yeah, apparently. Um, one thing you do have to remember is I am more or less a history buff, so
Oh, really?
history is my thing. Yeah, why do you think Mr. Peters never got upset that I slept in his class?
I don't know. What's a Julius Caesar quote, my dude?
Okay, look, that's someone I never cared about. I never liked Caesar.
So you're a history simp.
I simp for. Who do I simp for? I don't know.
I don't know either,
I'm gonna
dude.
say Cleopatra, that's for sure. She was a little slutty.
Oh man,
She was, man. She slept.
dude,
around.
I'm not saying Cleopatra was or wasn't whatever. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm just saying. Anyway,
What are you just saying, Evan?
I don't know, dude. I don't know a lot about Cleopatra, okay? I'm not ready to agree with you on that judgment or not. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
What I can tell you about Caesar, though, is that man got stabbed a lot.
28 stab wounds.
Actually, he did get stabbed around that much. Well, about by that many people. The actual stab wounds are probably a lot more, to be honest. But he got stabbed in a bathhouse, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Like that one dude in the French the French Revolution. He didn't he did get stabbed in a bathhouse. He was like a really bad propagandist who led to a lot of people's executions. Don't you see how important history class is? Look at how much I internalize the information.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I feel like names are a bit less important than like trends.
I agree with you. I think names are less important than actually knowing what happened.
Yeah, in the year 1692, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a fucking douchebag.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That man probably enslaved and killed and raped more people than anyone else, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I don't know about. Okay, hang on. This is a real search. Columbus kill count.
I highly doubt it was ever documented.
Apparently, source irishcentral.com. Columbus he contributed to over 3 million deaths.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about back in the day where there's only, I don't know, how many people lived back then? Like, maybe 80 million or something?
Yeah. Compared to like.
Compared to now, that's fucking insane, dude. That's like slaughtering like 1 billion people.
Yeah. Like. Thanks to scottmanning.com, the total body count of the Third Reich is like 20 million, which
yeah, and that was during a world war where there was billions of people,
completely new technologies during a time in which the intent was to kill people. Although I'm not going to deny any murderous intent on Columbus's part.
Dude was just a douchebag who thought he had control over everything. And such. Where the fuck is this fuel tank?
It should have ended with there was the dude on the boat who was like, hey yo, land ho, what, like someone, he was gonna, there was gonna be a lot of merit for whoever actually discovered the new continent, but the actual sailor worker dude, who found it didn't get it. It was Christopher Columbus who got all the credit. Dude should have murked Christopher Columbus on deck right there. Problem solved. The dude gets the his part in the meritocracy, and Columbus gets to not live.
Yeah, no, I get that. Um, Something else is America was discovered well before
Oh yeah, so
Columbus was even born.
like it was inhabited by indigenous people, and like the
And
Nords.
yeah, the Nords, the Vikings and such, had gone there a lot actually.
Hmm.
Uh, they had also discovered Canada and deemed Canada too much of an inhabitable wasteland to bother with it.
Yeah,
They hated Canada.
it's so great. Oh man, dude,
It's kind of funny because I am both descendants of Vikings and I'm also descendants of Canadians.
dude, it's so funny. I'm imagining like one of these ancient Vikings writing like he's writing like a script for a video reviewing Canada, and it's like someone who fucking hates whatever video games currently come out. This shit is so boring.
Honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of people in Canada at the time either, so they weren't really able to rob anybody. So they decided it wasn't worth the effort. Let's just go back to robbing the British.
Yeah,
And the French, mainly the French, they fucked with the French a lot.
that sounds
Because
awesome.
The French were the big boys at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And something else I just find humorous is Vikings were regarded as these humongous, towering, super big guys. They weren't. They were like 5'10", average height nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, they were pretty bulky. I mean, you had to be for the kind of stuff that they did. That was simply because the Europeans were so goddamn short. The average height for a European at the time was like 5'4", and that was for a man.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They were tiny compared to nowadays. So we've definitely grown. Well, the Europeans have grown. Us Vikings have more or less stayed the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just find that interesting, you know.
Yeah. Ugh.
You
Damn.
know what? Just because I can, I'm gonna play this game that I told you to get. 0 hour.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. It was like while we were talking about like whether or not to get squad and such.
Yes, because it's a tactical, realistic shooter type
Uh-huh.
thing. Like you could die in like 4 bullets. It's like Siege, but not as not as bad. You know?
Not as sweaty, not as Cheeto dusted.
Yeah, more or less. I gotta turn down the audio on this game though. Holy.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah, that's sounds good. I could probably give it a try. I really need to deposit these checks. I do wish I could open a direct deposit with our current employer, but nah,
That's not possible too.
nope.
Damn.
Or
I wasn't sure if it was possible to or not.
I
I
mean,
never.
I've seen all these like adult coworkers just collecting their checks. Like, why would they not have a direct deposit? You know?
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I probably still have like a good chunk of money. I feel like I've probably gone under or possibly gone under like 1K, and I just for some reason don't feel like in good conscience I can continue spending until I get some of these checks deposited. But
Yeah,
it's
no, I get that. I
yeah,
get that.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I'd probably check out 0 hour.
Yeah, it's It is most certainly a very tactical shooter. Definitely plan everything. You can get like a phase and stuff where you get to plan out your insertion point and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's very nice.
How do I forget modify. Here we go. Oh, I don't have anything.
Wow, I've brought this up before. I don't have Discord muted right now, and yet, whenever we record, it's like magic. No notifications. But or maybe can you get notifications while you're in a call? I have a feeling you'd be able to.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, speaking of games that are interesting, I have recently probably become a little addicted to Splitgate because it's fun.
It is a very fun game, and I highly enjoy that game.
Yeah.
Does it sometimes get a little aggravating to play? Yeah, but it's the shooter.
Yeah. It's like whenever I die in that game, I usually get a little annoyed. But in the back of my mind there's always the thought, you know why you died? You weren't playing smart enough. You're pretty smart, but in this situation you just weren't quite smart enough. And that's really cool that this game, it's like it doesn't seem too convoluted with its like map design and how it works with like you can spawn portals. Because when I was getting into it, I was like, wow, there's probably a bit too much you can do in this. It'll probably feel kind of like watered down after a little bit, but no, it's still pretty engaging. And yeah, I I do feel like I'm pretty damn good at the game, and I feel like you can probably back me up that there are some things that my brain is just kind of, it can just adapt to well.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm good at the game. I want to utilize my portals a little bit more than I do.
Oh, I portal constantly. Yeah.
I'm a good shooter. And I'm a dickhead when I do it too. There was this one time I was building up my speed so I could one-shot somebody with my melee.
Oh, I didn't know speed did melee damage increases. Wow.
The more velocity you have, the more damage you do, and you can get to the point where you just straight up fucking one-tap somebody with your melee, and
right?
They could be at full health, which I find really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think because it's the shooter DNA part of it is like it's just straight up Halo.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that to diss it. I'm saying I feel like I have a bit more patience for shooter games like that. I feel like I'm in kind of the right mindset when I play it, that I shoot pretty well.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm excited for Halo Infinite, because I used to be pretty good at Halo.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Plus, it's free to play, so just dip your toes in, see what's up.
The Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Multiplayer.
The Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be free as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I meant is the multiplayer is free to play, which of course is going to make expectations for any campaign fucking skyrocket.
I heard it's going to be an open world.
Oh, no, it is. It is.
Okay, good. It better be good.
Yeah. I don't think they should have brought, like, I don't remember anything that happened in Halo 4 because I played it like 6 years ago. I know what happens in like Halo 1 through 3, and like 5 I don't know shit about. I don't think they should have brought Cortana back after she died in 4. Did she die in
She didn't die in 4. She more or less converged with another AI
Yeah.
in 4, which made her go all nutsy in 5. I think I don't think she's dead.
No, like she's if anyone who's seen the Halo Infinite like promotional material, like she's back in one form or another, and I don't.
See, the thing is it's Cortana. Like the new AI is Cortana, but it's not
Yeah,
Cortana
it's
at the same time.
right.
It's more or less well, in a sense, it's like Cortana's kid.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I as someone who didn't like grow up with Halo, but even playing Halo 1 through 3, I can understand like it's like the dynamic between Cortana and Chief is like almost too poignant not to have in your new Halo game, but I feel like maybe you should see where else you could take like Chief as a character in the franchise without Cortana, but I I admit that's no easy task.
Yeah, no, it unfortunately isn't. So what I'm curious about is if they're going to have this game be um an open world and such, how is that going to work?
Probably
You know?
like yeah. That's in Man, I haven't thought about that from like a game design perspective yet. That is a good question.
Because if they're doing open world stuff, that means that is there going to be a leveling system? Is there going to be a loot system? Will we be able to change up Chief's armor? Like,
I don't know.
unfortunately, when it comes to an open world, it's a lot harder to do it if you're not going to have those things.
Right. Yeah. Man, I I don't see Halo Infinite as perfect yet. I haven't been following all the gameplay to a T, but I feel like there's a few things that could be changed. Like me personally, I would remove sprint from the game. Um,
I actually have stuff to say about Sprint, anyways.
yeah. Um, but that's not like I hear they make it pretty good. Like it's just like a small base speed boost, and you can like start shooting very quickly. Like you can drop straight out and start shooting. Um, so that's fine. They kind of did it in a bit of an okay way. But even little things like the gravity hammer, from what I've seen, when you get kills with the gravity hammer, the enemies just kind of die. They don't really behave like they would in previous Halo games. So it's almost like mostly all the physics part, and like the drop shield is kind of weak and it's slow to pop up. I think if either you made it fast, like it immediately went up, or it was slow but a little stronger, either of those things would balance it out. I don't know. I find it pretty interesting. I'm
Yeah,
definitely intrigued to see where it'll go.
from what I hear about the sprinting aspect of things, it's a sprint, but it doesn't do a whole lot to benefit you. It's kind of there for the sliding mechanic and such.
Yeah, yeah.
That's about all it's there for. Because you know, in sprinting in most games, it increases your movement speed by like 50%. Like you go a lot faster.
Mm,
In this, I think it's only increasing it by like 5.
damn, yeah. Well, I suppose I don't really know how sliding works yet. Um,
Neither do I.
yeah.
What I do know is the AI. If you're in multiplayer, the AI will teabag you if you are in a high enough difficulty.
Nice. That's pretty cool. They're gonna have co-op campaign, right?
I heard that very well might be a thing. It will probably be a little bit harder to implement with it being
Open
open
world.
world.
Yeah. Hmm. I really hope so, because whether it be like playing that with you or with even my brother or something, that'd be fun to, kind of rediscover again, because I never grew up with it as a kid, but I got to, like, me and my brother have played the Halo trilogy together, which has been pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I grew up with Halo. Always been around in my life. Never really gone away. Was I disappointed with Halo 4? Yeah. The last
Yeah.
good Halo, in my opinion, was Halo Reach.
Mm-hmm.
Did ODST come before or after?
Um, Let me check for you. Yeah.
Because I liked ODST. ODST was my favorite Halo simply because of the atmosphere that that game presented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am optimistic.
Yeah, for the first time in quite a long time, I'm optimistic for a Halo game.
Yeah, let's see. ODST was 2009 and Reach was 2010.
Okay, so yeah, Reach was the last genuinely good Halo game for the story. For talking about multiplayer, oh right, it was still the last good one.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I also had like a bunch of special armor in Reach's multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't get over it, dude. I absolutely destroyed Mr. Hartman at Halo.
Yeah.
On his rules and his ground too. I
Mm-hmm.
still destroyed him.
I'd imagine.
It felt amazing.
Pretty cool. Our gaming event this year, the first one, I'm gonna hit it hard. I'm gonna bring my PC VR and shit. The second one, I'm gonna hopefully have a bit of a protege by then, who maybe will let me kick back a bit, but I will still be like a bit of an auxiliary for it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
If any of them give a shit, I'll probably still have to do the second one.
That is there's that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it all remains to be seen. I think we're good. I think we got through our little reintroduction, our season 2.
Yeah.
The premiere. The premiere.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for stopping by again. We will join you very soon. This time, so very soon, I will force it.
And I will enjoy it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.